Imagine if everyone came up with banger MIDI and then just passed it through FL keys. I'm not saying FL keys isn't usable, but just that hopefully anyone who doesn't regularly eat chalk can kind of pick up on what I'm trying to say here. Like, peep this. I really used to think that it's the drums that makes the vibe of the beat. And now you better not start acting like I haven't used this exact clip in like 100 videos on this channel.
The drums. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. You hear me? Nothing, bro. Nothing. I don't care.
It's all about the drums.
The drums, bro. Don't fuck up the drums. You can do everything but fuck up. Just don't fuck up the drums.
But I really don't think it's the drums that establish the vibe. And further, thinking that they did really kept me from learning an important truth about music production. And it's that once you have the chord progression, melodic sound selection is the biggest key in establishing the vibe. This is basically where the magic happens. You establish your unique style and everyone picks and orders sounds differently simply by the nature of there being so many possible combinations. Also, you develop an understanding of which VSTs have sounds that you like, so you don't always have to waste time searching, and that's the whole reason behind why my repro is color coded with these stickers. And you develop your most valuable skill, which is taste, the ability to know what things sound good in specific context. And this is really the game changer. It's what we are fervently working towards as creatives. So let me dive back into this beat and show you how I did the sound selection for the melody. So the first instrument that I laid down after I got the MIDI done was an organ. And so from repro, I used this romantic nostalgia patch. So if we paste it in and take a listen, from there, I printed it to audio. Then I brought it into the mixer and I added halftime with these settings, a neutron equalizer with these settings, a transient shaper to reduce some of the harsh front end transients of the keys, some delay from Fruity Delay 2 for width, and then another neutron equalizer to tame some of those resultant frequencies from all the effects. So here's what that sounds like now. The next instrument I did was a piano. So what I actually did was open up BBC Symphony Orchestra, select the piano, and then patcherize it with some retro color and some radiator. So here's what the MIDI sounded like. And again, that's just the chords we came up with initially with the motif built on top of it. So then I print that to audio. And then the effects that I added for the piano was some halftime. Then I added a neutron equalizer just for some high passing. I added a portal preset from my upcoming free portal pack. It'll be dropping for Christmas as a gift for y'all. But here's the macros. It's a little crazy if you want to take a look at it and try copying it. We've got another neutron equalizer with a bit of dynamic EQ right here and a little bit more high passing again because the effects keep reintroducing new frequencies. And then again, we have some just slight transient shaping to tame some of those front end hits from the keys. A bit of console EQ up to about 200 hertz down here as well. And together with the effects, it sounds like this. That's probably one of my favorite instruments in the entire beat. All right, so next is the lead melody, and for this we have to come back into repro. For the lead, I used this AZ Psychic patch, and so what I did was actually just shorten the chords from our initial progression, and then I just let the monophonic character of the lead patch kind of do its own thing. So from there, I print that to audio, of course. And the effects on the lead were relatively subtle, just some halftime, and then some outer space, which is tape delay, and with these effects. So if we take a listen to the lead with all of that applied, and it just sounds so dope. So next we have a Vox, because when I was listening to him all along on absolute repeat during my workouts, I noticed that it had this random Vox hit that would come in during certain sections of the arrangement. And I didn't really feel like looking through Splice or like downloading Arcade to try finding vocals, so I just used my own voice. No way in hell am I gonna let you hear the raw vocals, but I will show you the effects that I added to it before I play it for you. So what I did was hum a bunch of nonsense to a pretty simple melody I made that followed the chord progression. Then I added some EQ EQ to accentuate the nice sounding frequencies in my voice. I added this limiter to do some compression and limiting things. And then I added pitcher in the key of the song in order to auto-tune my voice basically. From there, I fed it into this vocal effects like sub bus with more Portal like presets from my new kit, which is coming out. Join my email list if you want to stay updated to that. And then I just sent it to like a vocal bus composite, which just had some compression on there with like, you know, presets and stuff. So now let me let you hear that in context with the piano in the lead. Alright, so after that, it was as simple as finding some really dope bass patches because I noticed in him all along, it switched and alternated between a dope long synth bass and then a synth bass pluck. So first, let's do the pluck. And for that, I used this AZ funk patch, and then I used this MIDI right here. So let's grab that, paste that, and give it a listen. And I did print that to audio, but there weren't too many crazy effects other than some signal flow processing, you know, like the stereo distortion send that I tend to do on a lot of my low end stuff. So then from there, we did the synth bass. And so that was this MA determinate patch. And this is so fire. And again, I didn't really do too much with that other than print it and then process it in the back end when I was done with the track. So now let's give a listen to our melody in full context. Absolutely crazy.